Hey y'all, welcome into the room. Do I have Wi-Fi on? I did it again. I have 10%. Hello. Hope everyone is doing well on this Tuesday. Thought I would drop in for a few minutes, but it will actually be a few minutes because my phone won't let me be great. I'm at 10%. So that happens for a reason. Every time I come on, it's at 10%. I hope everyone is doing well. Group 7 here. One moment. Hello, Kentuck. How are you? Thank you for joining. Thank you, baby. You're the best. Try and plug my little wire up here. So listen, I have a straight attitude. Do I receive SNAP benefits? No. Do I know people that do? Do I have family members that do? Yes. What are these people going to do? Like, really, what are they going to do? What are we trying to do as Americans? I don't understand it. Food is that's essential. I can see if you gradually said, look, I want to wean you guys off of food stamps like Trump did that back to work or workforce or whatever it was called. And this, I have lentil soup and it's spicy. I could see if that were the path that we were taking, but just to welcome in everyone, just to completely take people off of SNAP, and moreover, like the children and the elderly, everyone. And let's be honest. If you want people to be a part of the workforce, I agree. Go ahead, do the path to work or whatever it's called. When Clinton did it, people hated him for it. I didn't particularly like it too much. Hi, thank you so much for joining, everyone. Come and tap the screen. I appreciate it. But because he made the organization, the corporation where I worked, completely different. Like the environment changed overnight. Where I worked in corporate America, actually for 12 years, it changed the work environment. There was no preparation for the people, but they were desperate, so they weren't used to like working in corporate America, but Clinton did that, and it, like I said, it changed the work environment, my work environment, because of the type of employees that were now being employed there. Not to say that it was, they turned out great, but it was a shell shock for everyone, right? But let it be something like that, like, a path to reemployment or to employment. But to just take people's benefits, like literally, you gave them what, a heads up the month before, give or take. I don't know because I barely listen to the guy anymore, but I'm hoping that this is just a joke. Like this is like the Truman Show or something, because it feels like that's what we've been living in the past 6 or 7 months anyway. But thank you for joining God Plus One and Joe. What are these people going to do for food? Like really, what are they gonna, we see that on the news. We see other countries, and you feel for them, and you're like, oh my God, the kids are hungry, or the elderly. I know what it's like for my mom some days. She's 82. For her just to get up out of the bed, sometimes her back is hurting. But for some countries, you see these elderly people leaned over and trying to walk and go to and fro. I can only put myself in their shoes. I can't help but empathize every time I see it, right? And that's just being able to walk. And I'm thinking, thank God my mom has transportation, or she has us, that type of thing. But now we're speaking about food, the bare necessities. Number one, I don't believe that these people are going to loot and do all that stuff. I really believe that, families are going to pitch in, because that's what we're going to have to do for those who are in our family who are receiving benefits. We're going to have to pitch in, right? But it's not easy. Like, this market is not smooth right now. It's not easy on anyone that I know. Right now, I don't know the last time I called Amazon, because I'm like, you know what? Even my little box here is filled with some. I have 51 things in my cart. And every time I think about it, should I hit pay all? And I'm like, no, I'll just keep saving it. Because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, So I was just wondering, what are you guys thinking about in regards to this? Because everyone knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, like Trick Daddy says, right? That is on SNAP benefits, that receives them. What are you going to do to help them? Those who are losing their health insurance, what are you going to do to help these people? I mean, come on. It's like you work hard your entire life to make it to a certain level, and you did that, and now what are you gonna do? Watch your family struggle? So now it brings everyone down a few notches, and I believe that's what they're trying to do, to be honest with you. Just basically demo everybody, put everybody on the same level, everybody be the working poor or just the poor, and let that be what America is anyway, a business, right? But what are you guys planning to do? Anybody? Any suggestions? What are your plan Bs for your family members? Hi, Badria, NJ, everyone that can you tap the screen for me? I'd appreciate it. But I literally, I've been hearing about it, been watching some AI, because they're putting a lot of AI out there of people, who look like me, saying what they're going to do and blah, 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 on the day that the benefits are revoked. But I just watched it on the news. And I'm like, okay, this is not a joke. This is serious. So it's, you would think in the business scheme of things that, everyone would be against it, because primarily most grocery stores, that's their, like, some of the biggest spenders, right? People who use EBT and that type of thing. But at the end of the quarter, or however they do it, it's not going to really affect them as much. Like, people just think, oh, stores are just going to go out of business. No, they're probably going to have this be, number one, they're going to get a bailout, and then they can just count it as a business expense at the end of the year. Yeah, babe. Yeah. Let me get it. These. No, use these. When those are going, then I open in the bag. I just open in the bag just to open it. I'm talking about people being hungry now. My son wants to waste chips. We might need those chips. No, seriously. But it's a scary thing. And I believe it depends on how we show up for our people. That will determine how much more of the bowling ball effect they will try with our liberties, right? Because everyone, let's be honest, I'm not on SNAP, right? But there are certain things that are rising, such as groceries and gas and everything. Like, our light bill is like $480. Our water bill is like almost $300. For what? For what? So things like such as that's how they're going to get people like me. And taxes and so forth. So it's EBT or SNAP today, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's not me, I'm not on it, it doesn't affect me. This is going to show you, and this is just a tester, when they went through and, like, a government shutdown, think about that, government shutdown, people aren't getting paid, right? And no one is really out saying anything the way we normally would be. Now, I know that we said we were going to sip our tea, hydrate, and eat popcorn and sit this one out. And I still kind of feel the same way. But now we have to sit it out with family members possibly in our living room or sleeping on our sofas and so forth. Because I think it also affects Section 8 and that type of stuff too. So people are going to be homeless as well. Like, where does it end? People, we need to make a plan. We need to have a plan. I don't know if you just need to get with your family members. Hello, everyone that's coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. Tap the screen if you can, please, and share out. But everyone needs to make a plan B. And it's something that I never thought that I would live through. Like, it's almost as shocking to me as when we had the lockdown during that time. I'm starting to get that type of anxiety again. You know what I mean? Because it's the unknown. It's something that I've never faced before. Having people right here in my same country, let alone some family members who may be affected by this, that are going to possibly have to do without and need our help, need our assistance. So I always say, like, there's always they always put a tester out. There's always a litmus test, always. And that's what I feel the lockdown was initially. when everyone adhered to that and that signal would go off, where I live, like that was a scary time for me during C-19 time, the lockdown, because literally we have like the speakers that are on the phone. I'm sorry, on the poles outside. You know how they always do the emergency broadcast system testing thing. Well, all of our light poles they have speakers on them. You don't know it until you hear the boo, like once every 2 years. They say it's every year, but it's not. I'm like, what is that noise? And they speak in both English and Spanish where I live. And it literally said, stay in your home. Keep your doors closed. Literally. So we were like, oh my goodness, this is it, right? Like everyone was, how you doing? Hey, my friend, how are you? I don't know what your name is because I don't know what your dialect is, but hi. And thank you so much for liking all my photos. But would anyone like to come up and give me, what am I doing? I'm doing a quick live during my little lunch break. But does anyone have any suggestions? Has anyone made any plans? Has anyone already started speaking with family members who might need assistance or that type of thing? Hey, Essie, how you doing, Essie London? Good to see you. I wonder how other people see us too. Like this used to be like, you know, everyone wanted to come here. You're good, wonderful. Good to see you, and thank you for coming up. Let's see. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm Florida.
You're in Florida? You're in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay, you're chilling, huh? You're chilling, huh?
Yeah.
And thank you so much
Where are you from?
for me. Did you have anything to add to the conversation? To the conversation?
Let's play $1.
Huh?
$1 game. You don't wanna play?
No, 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 thank you. No, thank you.
Okay.
All right, all right. You can drop yourself down, or I can drop them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how do I drop you? Boys, you finished? Wait, guys, I'm trying to get rid of this gamer. Can you drop yourself down for me?
Say again?
Can you drop down for me?
Mm-hmm. You wanna come out? I'll do for you.
Thank you. See, that's why I don't like to let people up. I don't know how to work all the gadgets yet. But I none your business. Thank you so much for liking the live. None your business. I appreciate it. Has anyone made a plan? That's my question. Put a 1 in the chat if you've made a plan effective November 1st for your family members who are receiving SNAP benefits and who will no longer be receiving them, who will have no food for November, December, and who knows how long afterwards. If you have not and it's not your issue, put a 2 in the chat. If you are oblivious, you don't have to say anything. Essie, you still shipping? Thank you so much, None Your Business. I truly appreciate it. So, none of your business. Let me ask you this. They never gave me... Right. I don't get stamps either. But you know someone who gets them, right? Like, everyone knows someone who gets them. And let's, like, just think of it like this. Even though we don't get them, what about the kids that need them? What about kids who actually, that's how they survive. That's how they eat. That's the part that bothers me. And the elderly. What about them? Like, we can't, well, I can't say what we can't do, but I find it difficult to, just say, well, it's not me, when I realize that it could be you. I feel like it's going to lead to looting and a bunch of other things. That's what I said initially, but I don't really think it might. In some small little sectors, you might get some of that, but for the most part, I think a lot of people are used to scratching and surviving anyway. And again, they have family members, like such as myself. Like I said, if my family needs me, they know that they can count on me. But that's only but so much. I can't feed all of my family. You know what I mean? Outside family, not our immediate family. My husband and our kids, like, we're good. My mom is good. Like, my dad is, my immediate family is good. But I have cousins, who are on EBT. Is not as many as before, because again, once Clinton came in back in the day, he changed that. It was a pathway. It was called from food stamps or from welfare to work or something like that. And most of those people that I knew that was in like my age group, they are working jobs. So, but just think of the people who are disabled. Like, there's no line drawn to say, okay, you guys aren't going to get it and you guys are going to get it. Like, I don't see that. If it is, then like, let me know. But I don't see that. Even on the news, people are talking about it, and they're saying children are going to be affected majorly. So that's what I'm saying. Do I think people are going to loot? You might find some that might, because out of necessity, and some just because. But why do it, period, right? And they said on the website, it specifically said there was like, I think 5 billion or something like that, that was allotted, or I should say allocated for SNAP. And then somehow or another that disappeared. So my question is, what are you going to do, America, once you have people starving? Do you expect people not to do that? Like, look what happens during hurricanes, when it takes too long for people to come and or just natural disasters. Normally it happens in one area, so you have the rest of the states, right, to come and assist. But this is across America. So food, water, I don't know what they're thinking about. Well, I have a feeling what they're thinking about, and that's what scares me. And that's why I think that more people need to take heed, because this is not just about people who receive SNAP benefits. If you look at the bigger picture, this is not just about them. This is a litmus test, I'm telling you. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna, hope that by November 1st, Trump has come back from Asia and stopped promoting cars. It's supposed to be America first, and that's what he said. But he's over, I think, in Japan saying, buy Japanese cars. I just have no clue. I used to be a big political head. I watched it, I breathed it, I did everything. It was making me too anxious. I literally stopped watching the news once this administration came back into play. And it wasn't healthy for me. So I turned to other things to watch and spend my time doing that, and then I'll get a little bit of information like at the end of the week. But it makes no sense to watch local media because they're on like a 10-minute loop. They're gonna start off with a bad story, then an accident, and then something about something happening at a location, a little bit of world news for like maybe one story or so, and then something about a kitten. And then you're back to square one, the same story that they started off with. So I don't even give them the view. I don't watch regular news. I try and watch news that's on YouTube, but that's live, and that's from outside of America, sadly enough, to find out what's going on in the world. And then I just watched a little bit of CNN just a few minutes ago, and I'm like, wow, this is serious. Hi, Clarence Johnson, not Johnson, Johnson. Okay, that's cute. Hello, Heather. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Can you tap the screen for me? I'd appreciate it. But we'll see what happens. I heard about food banks and all of that stuff, but we're not in WAR. We're not at WAR. Like, we heard about that back in the day. Like, our grandparents talked about bread lines in New York and how all that stuff took place. But this is 2025. Like, why are we talking about you can go to this place and you can go to that place and you can go get canned goods? I'm like, are we serious? It does none of your business. And that's what I'm talking about right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That this is like almost a litmus test for that. For all of the, I can't say a whole lot, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. And not just because it's supposed to be, and it's like, our higher powers coming to do something. It's because they want that to be it. You guys have got to watch this movie. It's called oh my goodness, something dynamite. It's on Netflix, and it has Idris Elba. It just came out. It is so good. And it basically gives you that feel. And remember, art imitates life, or does it? And life actually imitates art after we found out all of these years. I've been watching YouTube, and they said they urge our kind to stand together because it's going, oh, definitely. But at this point, I believe that half of those people that you're talking about right there, they're going to see the light, because the majority of those people are actually, they make up more of EBT and SNAP benefits than anyone else. And you're going to see that on the 1st of November. So when you talk about looting and that type of thing, that's who I anticipate seeing going through it. For the most part, like I said, we kind of all know how to make peanut butter and jelly. We know how to make a meal stretch. That's just innate, right? And we don't need to be in it. Right. But we are in it, though, when you think about certain family members, because we just can't say, okay, only one group gets EBT or SNAP benefits, right? or only one group has elderly people who need certain types of health care, right? We all have family members or friends with family members that receive SNAP benefits, or that receive, I don't know if it's Medicaid or Medicare, whichever one is free. We all know someone that receives it. So that kind of puts us in it. It changes the scope a little bit. Now, with the thing that you put in your drinks to make it cold, that type of situation, yes, they said that's what we plan on doing, staying out of everything because we don't want to be wrapped up in that, right? But now they're hitting you at the knees, because now it's about food. Now it's about health care, right? That thing that you said that you thought that it might be leading to, why are we having, and this is just something I'm putting out there, and this is just for entertainment purposes only, okay? Why is the White House remodeling the East Wing during a government shutdown? Now, let me just tell you about a government shutdown. Like, I'm not in the loop with that. I know people are literally, like, they're working and not getting paid. I know that, right? But I didn't know it affected things such as, spammers keep calling me. So I looked up the government number, the do not call list, and I hit it. And the website says, due to the government shutdown, this website is not working. I'm like, are you kidding me? So then there's an 888 number. I dial that toll-free number. It gives you the same exact verbiage, but except it's a person, it's on a recording saying, call back once we're open. So never thought I would hear that, right? A government shutdown, but you're remodeling without anyone's permission, Congress, anyway. That is a historic building, so much so they stated that a former president way back in the day, I think he wanted to widen a door or something like that, and he had to go through all of this this red tape to ultimately be turned down, and he was the president. When they asked Barack Obama, like, how is it to live in the White House? And he was like, oh, it's great, it's wonderful. And they were like, no, to physically live there. And he was like, it's great, it's old, it's old, but we can't remodel. So because Obama already had money and had his little mansion or whatever back in Chicago, they can't just remodel. You have to go through all of that red tape. So for entertainment purposes, to wake up, I think it was Monday, and to see contractors with the big caterpillar demolishing the East Wing is unheard of. Scared me to death. Because the first thing that I thought of is, okay, it is what I thought it was, which is, this guy does not plan on leaving, number one, right? Number two, beneath that, and we all know that there's bunkers and stuff in tunnels and stuff underneath. We were taught that already, right? But underneath the East Wing is the main one. And I don't know if you guys learned this, because I'm a reader, but back in the day, in Germany, the mustached guy was gifted a new ballroom. Okay, so keep that there for a second. Pin that. So what Trump says is that, what we need is a new ballroom, because the house is too small, it's too tight. We know that to be true. That's what the White House is, right? So what they've been doing, been seeing something on that too. Exactly. So what he decided just to take it upon himself. And I think he says that he's been gifted or he's receiving the funds somewhere else. It's not coming from the government. Who cares? You have to follow protocol. You don't make protocol, right? We have checks and balances. This is the part that's scary for me, because where's the outrage? No one's speaking on it. No one is saying, let's file article, blah, blah, blah. None of that. But that's not my point. To land my plane, the mustache man back in the day was gifted a new ballroom. Beneath his ballroom, he had it fortified as a major bunker. Okay? Trump states that, oh, we need room. Like, why are we wasting time and money putting up tents to entertain? Like, we are really thinking about entertaining at the White House during a government shutdown, right? Why are we wasting time and money putting tents to expand or extend the East Wing to entertain people? Let's just build a grand ballroom. They said is his spirit animal, if you will, right? So what's his name do? Raise the roof somewhat, fortified that area from this gifted ballroom. And what is Trump doing? They said all contractors had to sign an NDA. They cannot bring their cell phones into the building. We already know that beneath that East Wing is a bunker, right? You don't think that he's fortifying that bunker? That bunker is going to be so huge. The ballroom is going to be so huge it can eat 3 of the ones the size that the mustache man had. Why? What's the urgency? Why now? During the middle of a government shutdown, you're remodeling the White House. We're not dumb. We're not dumb. You're doing stuff underneath that ground. But why? Because they have bunkers. They have all kind of bunkers. But why? Is it for his family and friends? Do they know something we don't know? That's the scary part for me. So when I saw that, I already been talking about bunkers anyway, right? When I heard Rick Ross talking about one of the so-called philanthropist guy, I don't want to say his name, but BG, and he was like, yeah, I saw your blueprints for your bunker. Yes, it's pretty fly, but mine is going to be even flyer because it's going to be this big and blah, 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 blah. And this is like rich people talking a few years ago. And they even talked about Kim Kardashian, that her neighbors were upset because she was possibly weakening her land because she wanted a bunker built underneath her home as well. Now, when they start talking about it on TV, because they're in those rooms, so they know before we know, right? So everyone's talking about, whatever is hot right now. I don't even know what's hot right now, but while they're talking about blueprints for bunkers, how RuPaul has one, I think, out west somewhere, Midwest, in a mountain on the land that he owns. Then you start seeing all these TV series about the same thing. bunkers and people living underneath the mountain. It's like an entire world under there. And if you watch the movie on Netflix, not to give too much away, it's along those lines. So I'm telling you guys, when Barack Obama did that movie, Leave the World Behind or Leave the Earth Behind, that was already a book that was published already. They said once he took it over and he decided that he wanted to make it into a movie, the directors stated that they were so taken aback by the way in which he wrote with such veracity. No, he had to have certain things replaced, and certain things had to be input, and certain things had to be erased. And if you think about it, can a president, or ex-president rather, come out and actually say, thank you for joining everyone. Can they actually come out and say, listen, this is everything that I know about America. This is going to happen. That's no. Poop, 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 done, right? So you take an oath for life, basically. But can you put it in the form of a book? Can you put it in the form of a movie? Like we say, for entertainment purposes only, right? So Leave the World Behind, Leave the Earth Behind, whichever one it was called. He wanted certain things in there. Did you see the white Teslas at the end? All of a sudden, fast forward, what do you think about Elon Musk's time with Trump? It was quick, but he got in and got out. He got what he needed. Barack Obama, I believe, was trying to tell us without telling us something. And this is for entertainment purposes only. How did it end? The little girls watching Friends in where? A bunker. Can we all afford a bunker? No. Like, I just feel when it's our time to go, my family, it's our time to go. But that's some scary-ish. And for him to be remodeling that area, they're going to whisk him out of there anyway. But for his friends and his family, that's how I would think as well. Like, well, let me at least make sure that everyone I know is straight. You know what I mean? In case something goes wrong. You might know something's going to go wrong if you're the cause of it. You might know something is going to go wrong if, what is it, is it Blue B? I'm not going to say the whole thing. That was to bring the world together. So I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, but the way these things are lining up, they're lining up and marching. So I think this EBT SNAP thing is just a litmus test. Let's see how they're going to act. Let's see how they're going to act with the cold stuff that you put into your drink when they come and knock on people's doors or push people's doors in. What's going to happen? What's everyone else going to do? I see a bunch of nothing right now. But being hungry, being thirsty, possibly being homeless for those who are on Section 8, that type of thing, people not being able to pay for their actual mortgage if you're on, if you work for the government, with the government shutdown. See, the banks aren't saying, okay, pause, it's okay, we know your plight, we'll wait for you. They're not saying that. So let's see, let's hope for the best. It's really crazy to think about. It is very crazy to think about. And I try and stay positive, right? Because what can you do? I mean, we don't have anything to like my uncle used to say, we can't bust a grape. But if we hold hands, we might be able to. Think about it. And that's what I like about being in group 7. Let me just knock it out for a quick second. Being in group 7, I love that. Because we can hold hands, but we can all hold hands. People in America, people in the world. I can't say what I want to say, but just think. That's what that high-ranking Muslim man was saying on YouTube. Yep. Hold hands. I don't know. I don't want to sound like it's doom and gloom, but these are actually things that's on my mind right now. Like, these are the things that I think about when I have a moment just to breathe for a second. And it's just flooding my timeline as well. I just don't know. I don't know if I should bring my parents in closer, if we should go further, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I looked up dual citizenship. I looked it up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm an American, born in the Bronx, living in somewhere else in the United States right now, but I looked it up, and the places that offer it, I don't really 100% feel that stable. But the place that I thought would be like right around the corner, that's what the I thought would be like right around the corner and would be cool, because I do have some of that blood in me. You have to renounce your American citizenship in order to get their citizenship. I'm like, who does that? But other places can have dual citizenship automatically, like just because that's your nationality. That's not cool. But we do have our little passports on standby. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been talking to my husband quite a bit. Like, what would you think about just selling everything and just leaving? And he was like, go where? Even my dad. My dad's traveled the world and is a retired something. And he said he thought about it, like just selling stuff and just living out the rest of his life somewhere else. And he said, but then he thought, but nowhere is really stable. Because again, guys, this is not just America. We're really like, we see what we're doing, and yes, we're doing some crazy stuff. But that Project 2025 thing spoke about one worldly occurrence that would bring everyone together under one umbrella. It's been a lot of talk about Thailand. Yes, a lot of people in Thailand, I know. I follow that group. But it's almost like wearing a loud suit to a funeral. They're too loud for me. Meaning, like, why are you all over social media with it? I don't want to be where everybody is. And if that's where everyone's going, that's great. I would love to visit. But to go and have that be my place, everybody knows about it already. The people who you don't need to know about it, know about it. You have to be more covert. So I'm not saying, find a little corner in a country that no one knows about. Like, we know that people live everywhere, right? Everywhere's occupied. But I'm not going to say, hey, this is the new place to come. Everybody should come here. This is safe. The streets are this. Yeah, for how long? Once enough of us get over there, the rules are going to change. And I don't want to sell my stuff to only have to come back and start over again. So, I don't know. But at least, they're enjoying themselves and having fun. I don't think they're there for the same reasons that I would want to be there. You see what I mean? They're there just to say, you know what? There's more to the world, more to life than here. And I get that, to live abroad, to live outside of America, that's fine. But I'm talking about somewhere like to go forever. To have take my kids there, my rest of my immediate family there, that type of thing. What's that? My Ring doorbell. But anyway, you guys, I have talked, I don't even know how long, but I appreciate you guys. For those who've come in and out, I appreciate you. My little lentil soup has gotten cold. I'm going to rewarm it and get back to this 158. Okay. Let me close out my little school and start my dinner. I thank you so much, you guys. If you haven't hit that button for me. I appreciate it. And I'll hit you back, okay? Thank you. It's been fun. Have a good one. You too. Bye-bye.